couple of days ago because things have happened here. Kind of interesting. So a couple of days ago we were talking about this little area here where price had been above this support area, but it had broken back into this channel that I talked about earlier on my previous videos. So now where is it going to go here? We were hoping it would move up, but it didn't do that. So now where is it going to go? So the way to figure that out is, again, like I said, I use the day chart and the 4-hour chart mostly. But before we go down, break down to the 4-hour chart to take a closer look, I just wanted to clarify a couple of things here, or another little tip that you can have. I use the 200 moving average and the 50 moving average on all my charts. I just leave them there. I don't try to change them. I don't, when I go down to the 4-hour, I don't try to change them. If I do use the 1 hour, I don't try to change them. And here's a little tip for you. The 200 moving average is a very strong, oftentimes acts as a very strong support or resistance area on the day charts if used in conjunction with your support and resistance lines and your trend lines. The 50-day moving average tells you when you're kind of in an uptrend, bull market, and when you're kind of in a downtrend, a bear market. And that is shown when the 50 crosses the 200, oftentimes called the golden cross, and generally an indicator, again, along with support, resistance, and trend lines, will tell you, the golden cross will tell you when it crosses the upside of the 200 that we're in an uptrend, and beautiful, strong uptrend here. But when it crossed down here, then you're in a downtrend, and you can see that it was already in a downtrend and it came down, and it just kind of confirms it. So that's the thing about the 50 and the 200. They're lagging indicators, and they just basically confirm what you already know. But they are helpful in the extent that using the 50 on the day chart, you can turn that into, or it becomes, when you go to the 4-hour chart, it becomes the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. And I'll explain this by going to the 4-hour chart. Not exactly, but pretty close. So, well, before we do this, let's go back to the day. Look at this area here where the price action moved up through the 50 and then began up. That's about the April 20 area, right about there somewhere, where the actual price moved up through the 50 moving average on the day chart, and then it moved up and then kind of went in this big huge channel, and now it's trying to meet that 50. And that's another thing, another little trick you can take to heart, is that price will always try to come back. If it pulls away from the 50, it will always try to come back. It's like a spring action. It just wants to pull it back to the 50 and either bounce back off it again and continue on its direction, or break through it. But now this here, let's talk about the April 20 here, where it broke through. So that 50 moving average, see how it comes down and then breaks through and goes up, right? And it's trying to meet it again. If we go to the 4-hour, and we go back to, and we look at the 200 moving average on the 4-hour, and we go back to where it's crossing here. Well, what date is that? Well, look at that. It's around April 20th. So around the same time as on the day chart, or April, sorry, I'm not looking at that. It's April 20th is down here, right about here. I said 16 to 20, right about here. But it crossed up here, came back down, and then the 200. So it's similar, right? So you can kind of use it as, when you're looking, and it just helps you kind of keep things in perspective. When you're looking at the day chart, the 50 is kind of similar to the 200 on the 4, and vice versa. So it kind of helps you keep in perspective. So now coming to our time period right here, it had held above this, what had become a support line of this channel, but it broke through. So now it's back in this channel. And interestingly, it hit the bottom of the channel. And if you look at this little part here, it came right back up to the top of the channel. And now we're in this tight little channel. So what's it going to do? What's Bitcoin going to do? What the heck is Bitcoin going to do? Right? So this is 2 days after I had talked about this area here, from here down. Okay. This is a time when you can look at the 1 hour if you really want to get an idea. You can zoom in on the 1 hour. So let's do that. 1 hour. And boom, here we are. So it broke down. So we were talking about it back here somewhere on Friday, and it came right down, and boom, look at that, hit that bottom of that trend line beautifully, perfectly, and then back up and hit the top of it perfectly. I mean, these guys, you really need to learn how to draw these lines. Look back here. Let's draw this out here. I'm using these support and resistance areas, right? And I drew these way back here, and I just keep pulling them out as time goes on. I just keep pulling out. So you can see I've pulled them way out basically to the end of the year, or very close to the end of the year, and they give you an idea of what price will do when price gets close to any of these lines. So on the 4 hour, broke into that channel. If we can look down, right down to the 1 hour, we can see that it boom hit the bottom, boom hit the top, and now it's in this really tight channel. But if you notice, we have higher lows. We've got, this is the low here, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and now this one, pretty much the same as this one here. But this channel is getting very tight. So something's going to happen very shortly. One direction or another. It's going to make a decision, one direction or the other. The market will tell it what direction to take. We can't tell it. The market will tell it. So we just sit and wait. And if it breaks above this channel again, then we're bullish. If it breaks below this channel again, then we're bearish. But if we're bearish, be careful, because if it goes down, if it does break below it, it likely will hit one of these lines here, and there will be another support, strong support. If it breaks above this, it very likely is going to head up to this line, which is close to 10.5. So right now it's very tight, and it's building. It's like pressure building as it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. It's like a corkscrew. You keep tightening, and the pressure just builds, right? And eventually it'll just spring one way or spring the other way. We don't know which way yet. But the bears are losing steam. So it's a time to wait. And you wait for it to break above this point, 95.45, 95.50 we'll say, and break below this point of, I'd go to this bottom here, which is about 98.80, right? Either direction. So there you have it, guys. Hope that helps you out a little bit. That's it for now, and happy trading. Have a good one, guys.